Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Silver Ana. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate that. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all of that good stuff. So let's see how our Ana is going to do here.
Attackers incoming. Damage boost.
Hmm.
Escort the payload.
Correct choice.
Okay, so you have Mercy as your support, you do have a Genji, and you have a Reinhardt Deep to work around. Okay. So we're looking at this. Who's taking damage?
I've seen worse.
Really, who's
You're
taking
going
damage
to
here?
live.
Are we healing Reinhardt from what? This is not getting you ult charge. This is just putting you in a situation where now something real happens, a green flag, an initiation symbol happens, something sort of real happens in the form of this ult, and you're at 4 out of 12 ammo. That's not great. Now, I don't mind some pre-healing on Ana, but pre-healing is like I'm healing tiny little bits of missing HP, so like this on Soldier, this on Genji, more this on Genji would be pre-healing. Sort of like poke phase, even pre-poke phase healing, that's fine. But you generally want to go, hey, once you get down to maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, once you get down to probably like 7, 8, 9 range, that's when you want to hit your reload if you're doing like the pre-healing on these little bits of missing life here. You don't want to just like pump heals into people that haven't taken damage unless you see damage coming their way. You have a really good reason to expect them to take damage. You don't want to do that because that forces you into a situation where now you've only got 4 shots left. You've only got 4 shots left, and this is potentially a real beginning of the fight. This is a Holt Doomfist type combo that happens. This is a real thing that could happen to you. Now, I don't actually think they're going to execute this properly because it's Silver, but like this could very much be the beginning of a fight. And you're going to have to heal you're going to have to reload, effectively removing yourself from contributing very early into the fight. If the fight turned real when you had 8 shots left, you would be able to last twice as long before you'd have to reload. And if you're able to last 8 shots into a fight, like 8 heal shots into a fight, well, I'm not saying the fight is over by then. It might very much not be over by then, but there's lots of time if you have 8 shots going into a fight for something to happen that effectively flips the fight one way or the other to sort of go, I'm able to contribute until the fight gets to not its end point, but to the someone can work up a serious lead, a serious unlead. Maybe your Reinhardt pulls back, maybe you guys get an elimination, etc. If you're from 4, though, no. Your front line is going to collapse a little bit. The other team is going to get a real advantage when you go for the reload, and we don't like that. We don't like it when the other team gets an advantage. Yeah, so we knew that was going to happen. This is fine. We see this. I like it. It's a juicy nade. But we see that shield, and we sort of always expected that shield. We sort of always expected that there'd be a shield here, whereas it was very unlikely that this backline was going to be protected. Worst case scenario, this Mercy was going to dart away, this Doomfist was going to slam or punch in, and we were only going to get the Zen. But it wasn't going to get shielded or eaten by anything, so we like that. I mean, hey, that's a pretty good sign for us. And it was in a situation where it was probably going to get 3 people. It was almost certainly going to get Zen. So make sure you're going to get Zen, throw in this nade and throw it back here. We're very good with that. And you might be like, but my team isn't going to be able to follow up on the nade. My team might be able to follow up on the nade if it's in the front line, because in the front line, like that's where Reinhardt can go swing into. Even if your team can't follow up on this in the backline, and I don't necessarily disagree that they can't, you're going to run into a situation where the backline is going to play scared. The Doomfist isn't going to go in. The Mercy is going to play back a little more. The Zen is going to drift into cover more. That's going to cause them to contribute less, which is still going to cause your team to win the frontline battle. So we actually do want to hit this nade here. Oh, this is a long one. Okay.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine. Is that it?
Good luck, Silver Ember. Ana, make some big plays, and legit RC is the greatest coach ever. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Just take the shots. Take the shots.
You're covered.
Okay.
Go. Someone get the payload moving.
You gotta catch up. Hit your nade. Good, now you have it. And just win with Nanoblade? Win with Nanoblade? Are you guys gonna go for it? No. So I can live with you playing up here. That's not really bothering me. Yeah, this has happened. Now we're not... Oh, and did we miss our chance to nano him? How did we miss this? We're over here. That sucks. Yeah, you wanted to be encouraging him on comms. Not by pre-nanoing him, but on comms to go for that blade a little earlier.
Heal down. I will keep you here.
Okay. Find a door frame. You wanted to run yourself to something like this, where you can pick either side of this door frame. That's what you wanted to do.
Correct. Taking damage. You're powered up. Get
No.
in there.
No.
That is even. You're powered up.
Who's
Get
fighting
in
your
there.
diva? Is someone at close range fighting your diva? Are they? I don't know that they are. You don't know that they are. We actually have map hacks in the review, and we know that they most certainly aren't. Like, yeah, sure, Diva's probably going to get this Doomfist. Probably would have gotten this Doomfist anyways. Does Diva have boosters? No, Diva doesn't have boosters. This is a little bit of a problem. You give Nano to Diva without boosters, who maybe he'll finish the Doom, maybe was going to do that anyways, whatever. This isn't like a good Nano. We want a Nano when like Orisa is in our Diva's face. When our Diva has dove, I don't know, maybe a Mercy, something like that, dove and Orisa even. Like when our Diva has something that's in her face that she's going to get good value out of, where she's going to get the damage reduction value and she's going to get the increased damage value. Right now, her damage increase is kind of worthless because she's going to be playing from so far away as soon as this Doomfist either leaves or gets eliminated, and that was going to happen anyways. So like we look at this and you're trying to use your nano because you don't want to fall too far behind your Genji. I get that, but you have to nano when like someone jumps on someone and you nano them to save them from it, or when when a dive tank like Diva or someone else gets in an opponent's face and they're there and they're already in. You don't use nano to tell people to initiate. You use nano to strengthen their existing initiation.
I am unstoppable.
And of course they're just gonna kite this Diva. Like they knew she was gonna boost at them as soon as they had the chance.
You're covered. This will help you. I have your back. I'm inspired.
Heroes never die. The payload has reached the
Get back in the fight. You want to get.
Let's keep it moving.
Okay.
You're going to do.
Sure. Pocket to protect the Remac, I like.
You're powered up. Get
Bunny
in there.
Val. Again, we don't want a nano. We do not want a nano to
Get in
tell our
there.
Diva to go in. We also don't want a nano Diva when Genji's at 82% of the way to Blade. We just don't want to do it. We want to wait for Genji to catch up and Blade. Like, Nano Blade is better than Nano Diva. Especially Nano Blade is better than Diva that gets nanoed and now is going to use boosters. The opponents know that Diva's coming for them. They're ready to kite. They're ready to react to this. You're giving them more reaction time by nanoing. If instead Diva's already going in and then you booster her, well, that's great because they're not necessarily going to react to a Diva coming in on them hard. They are going to react to a Nano Diva coming in on them. But even if they're going to react to the Diva flying towards them, Well, okay, she's not going to get there any faster or slower by you nanoing her after she's already boosted. Whereas if you nano her earlier, you give the opponents more time to realize, oh shoot, the diva's about to come to us, and they get to start to pre-react to that. You've increased their reaction time, which in effect is like slowing down the speed at which she gets there, which is bad. Jomar says, I can win games against 4600s, but I can't win games against 3700 peaks Overwatch. It's weird. Gameplay's a little different. Gameplay's a little different. You're used to the game playing a little different, and you just have to make adjustments. Now, that's not to say, like, oh, yes, 4600 is easier than 3700, but what it is saying is you have built an incomplete understanding of how to play Overwatch, and your incomplete understanding of how to play Overwatch happens to have skills that pay off better here than they do down here. And the traditional example that I use for this is like Lucio's. A Lucio in Silver, if he heal bots all the time, is probably going to be okay. A Lucio in Plat, if he speed bots all the time, is probably going to be okay. Not okay, but like we'll call it that. If the Plat Lucio falls down to Silver and they speed all the time, they're going to do worse than the Lucio in Silver who heal botted all the time. And what we're running into here is the Plat Lucio isn't really correct to be speeding all the time. Their team just knows how to take better advantage of speed. A better Lucio would still properly be mixing their heals and speed. But we've sort of hit this like local medium where speed works for Lucio, whereas lower heal works better. But the reality is a Lucio who was, say, Masters and actually understood it could easily drive in either of these, not because he'd heal bot down here and speed bot up here, but because he'd actually use his speed and heals correctly based on what his team was doing. Oh, his Ryan is actually retreating? Let me heal him. Oh, my Ryan isn't actually retreating, even though he shouldn't be? Should be? I guess I'll be on heals. That sort of thing. That explanation makes sense. I'm glad it does, Infinity. Glad it does. What was that nade? Your diva's at like 80% health. No. No. And that was behind her. It wasn't even it was at her, which turns into behind her because she's pushing forward. If anything, it should have been a leading nade because, hey, it looked like she was fighting something. She was fighting Orisa, though you couldn't tell that. If it had been a leading nade, I'd have been like, you're trying to really get the purple and you happen to get her too, so you're getting a little extra value. That's fine. I wouldn't necessarily have gone for it because I didn't know exactly what she was fighting. I didn't know exactly what the shield situation looked like, all that from here. But we lead nades. When we're trying to heal our tanks, our frontlining tanks, we actually lead our nades in front of them unless they're specifically backing. And the reason we do that is A, we expect them to be pushing forward. B, we certainly want them pushing forward when the nade is in play. But C, if we lead the nade, we can also catch whatever is in front of them that they're fighting. And that's really actually more important, the purple most of the time.
Heal up. Take your medicine.
Okay. Good. No nade? Why not? You're alive. Why isn't there a nade? Why isn't there a nade? You're super slow. You could have immediately flicked down and naded. You could have just tried to nade and break it on him to heal you and get him. Like, why isn't there a nade?
Tactical visor activated. Meteor strike.
You also probably were better off not dodging into here, but instead taking the step back and dodging here. You had the option to dodge here, and then you had the option to drop, and that messes him up a little bit more with his follow-up. When your movement here is very easy to follow, so he comes over here, and then he gets to go for the punch. If he slams over here and then tries to go for the punch and you've moved over here, maybe he goes like this. Well, there's no wall behind you, so that's a problem. And then even if he threatens it, you drop, and he has to decide, shoot, shoot, shoot. Do I drop and chase? And if I'm dropping to chase, I have to wait until I've dropped to the same level as you, because I'm going to drop after you, before I can send this out. And who knows where you are by then. Maybe you tuck in here, etc.
This is much better than a cabana on the beach. Yeah.
That explanation makes sense. Do you know anything I should do different in 3700 lobby as Brig, like more aggressive, packing tanks more, etc.? Let me think. Probably not without reviewing the gameplay, but the two spots you're talking about is 3700 and 4600. You're not actually talking 4600 because you don't really play 4600 games. You play 4300 games that have some 4600s in them would be my guess. So like 4300, 4200 versus 3700 as Brig. Is there anything that I can think of in terms of like local things that happen at those two spots on the ladder with her? You're probably expecting that your flex support can handle more than he or she can. You're probably like expecting that you can get a little, well, no. Like if you're playing Brig, you should still be able to shut down dives hard that happen at 3700. It's possible you're getting baited by Winstons and Divas and such not doing and balls not doing what they should be doing, and therefore your timing is off for messing with them. It's possible that that's the case, or you're not there at the right times because you expect them to be in at different times. That's a possibility. It's also possible you're packing people early because you're packing DPS when you expect them to go in, but they're not actually going in, so you're pre-packing. Those would be two things that you could look at. Are you messing up your timing on not being there when you need to against Winstons, Divas, Hammonds, things like that are pushing your flex support because they're pushing at times that are weird to what you're used to? Or are you finding that there's a high instance of you're pre-packing people or packing people that don't actually go in type thing? I'd probably take a look at those two things, but the real answer is get a review. Like I'm literally spitballing here because there's not much I can do with just here are two numbers and a hero.
I will keep you healed.
Activating self-destruct sword.
Who's that nade for? Like, I don't even know. You don't need to purple anyone that's going to get hit by the self-destruct. Doesn't look like it's for the hog. Doesn't look like it's for the... I just don't know who that's for.
I am moving to Taylor. Fall in with me.
Heroes never die.
Ellen.
You're not going to take down the Velking Mercy. Okay. Sorry, you're Velking Mercy. Words are hard.
And half of the lily. I'm on fire. Acknowledge.
Payload has reached attention.
Colors are hard, I suppose is the right thing to say there.
Ackland.
Hi.
Escort me to Taylor.
I will keep you healed. I will keep you healed.
Your next shot should still be on Doomfist. Oh, it's not a very good shot. Okay, your second shot at least was on him, but you just are going for hip shots here, and I would have recommended a scope, but that's okay.
You're powered up. Get in there.
No? Like, I guess this is okay with a belief of the Hanzo's going to push out, so you're going to get D.Va and Hanzo. But
Healing
D.Va
enough.
drops.
You're powered up. Get in there.
And I don't have any need to nano my D.Va at this point. Like, nano my D.Va that's backing out. Again, your Genji's is 60% to Blade. You're going to be off cycle for the rest of this match. Ugh. And you didn't even get her. You got the Zarya? You were trying to get the D.Va, right?
You're powered up.
Yeah,
Get in
you were
there.
trying to get the D.Va. Your diva really didn't need you to get her. She still has armor. The Hanzo got purpled and was gonna not push around that corner. The Hog's there, but like, so what? So what is really my answer. If the Hog goes for a hook on your diva, you're gonna sleep him. It's not a big deal.
Group up.
Gamebuster asks, do you mark your videos made for kids? Absolutely not. They're not made for kids. And you don't, in the YouTube sphere, want to mark your videos made for kids, because made for kids reduces advertising potential a ton because of how US, what was it, in like 99 with their understanding of the internet, passed laws that were like, can't do advertisements that are targeted for children or collect any advertising data, which is how modern advertising is done, unless a parent like faxes in a signed permission slip type thing. Like, you don't want to be in the made for kids world. I am careful with my words, but it's not for kids. It's just for YouTube algorithms shenanigans. These videos are not made for kids. Their definitions around that got really funny. It was like games, bright colors, things like that. It was basically like anything that could be entertainment. But that is, we've seen what's happened. We've seen, was there a wave of lawsuits? And the answer was mostly no. That was mostly what that got aimed at, is some of the stuff that was supposed to. Well, anyway, it looks like most of what ended up getting hit by that stuff in the end. There was definitely a concern that it was going to be an Armageddon moment for YouTube, because yes, it could have, in theory, with how the law's written, have hit all gaming as an example, but it looks like what it mostly did was more the things that are in the more directly aimed at younger children, more like stick this in front of them and they fall asleep to it, as it does nursery songs with copyrighted characters, and then not copyrighted characters, and then weird machine learning algorithms. Anyway, it's weird. Okay. We mean, but maybe it's a good thing Temporal lost. I'm not sure if I wanted legit RC to coach me, so rather than teasing him, we should be thankful he lost. I'm not worried about the teasing, guys. It's fine. Among Us? What about Among Us? You're gonna have to give me more there, Gamebuster. I think that's in reference to your if it features games thing, but thanks for your insight. No problem. Hey, Arakisu. Good to see you.
Going to be okay.
Yeah, I did my research on that when that happened. That happened between when I did my original like macro concept 20 videos or whatever and the current iteration of me on YouTube. And so for a while, I think it was actually very hard to find my 20 videos because I just hadn't marked them as anything for a while, which I think meant they basically didn't show up unless you looked very hard for them for, between when that happened and when I came back to YouTube and actually went and marked them not for kids, etc. Because YouTube didn't want to get at all in the middle of using its own best judgment to mark things as for kids or not for kids. They wanted nothing to do with that. Hey, Temporal, there's some Atlanta rain scarves, Christmas is coming around. The thing is, I don't actually have an issue with Atlanta. Atlanta Academy was a good team that year. I didn't have an issue with Atlanta. Yes, Temporal, ban me, punish me for my sins. Legit RC is like your daddy taught you everything? Okay. The coach is great, and I'm pretty sure he beat you. I was quite happy with my Phase 2 roster, don't get me wrong. On the other hand, Hawk and Gator is a crazy tank line to have. Let's not kid ourselves. For contenders. I mean, they're still good in Owl, don't get me wrong, but here we go.
Take more than that to keep me out of the fight. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Probably peek here, actually. Your team has made it clear that they're coming from this direction, so you probably want to peek here and see if there's a quick nade or sleep to hit. Overwatch is just coaches dueling. I mean, sometimes you'll see us pull out the full coach duels. Like, I remember during Brawl, I did have another coach that we just got into it, and you could see we were forcing comps and we were having a blast with it, where it was like, okay, we're playing standard Brawl against each other, and then like I swap my team, I force my team to go Doomfist Brawl, and it just starts rolling the other team, and they're like, what? No, that's not cool, etc. And then they adjust, and they're like, okay, well now we're gonna go Junkrat Brawl to try to catch the Doomfist, etc. So we adjust into our, okay, well now we're gonna get, more pokey with our Brawl. We're gonna go back to the McCree Brawl. It was a blast. It was hilarious. It was fun times. You do see coaching duels every once in a while, and Brawl metas, Goats metas tend to encourage it because they're a little more about understanding. Like, understanding always matters and mechanics always matter, but the duel from the coaching standpoint comes through a little more in Goats type metas, Brawl type metas, etc. It's true.
I will keep you healed.
Okay.
I
So here we are. You're healing up your diva. You're gonna look for. You don't need to reload here, but okay. Like, I think too many people are missing health for you to do this. You hear the hog. Is there an immediate sleep here? You had the angle for it. Okay. Don't reload. Good.
this will not hurt.
Enemies re-engaging.
I've seen worse. You're going to
There's them. Sure. Are you just gonna reset? What are you gonna do here? Okay. Resetted this. Don't do it. At least take a corner. At least take a corner. Good. Okay, we're gonna get a clean reset. Maybe take this over with a nano, or are we just gonna stagger for the next minute and a half and let the other team win?
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine. You're powered up. Get in there.
What exactly do you expect this diva to do? You're using an ult. You expect to get something for it. Did this ult save Diva's life? No, it did not. Did this ult enable your diva to get an elimination that she couldn't have otherwise gotten? Probably not. I mean, even with the nano, she's going to have to use boosters to go in on someone, and she's pre-discorded, so that's not really like a good combination. I'm not aware of anyone that just made some critical mistake that she can punish, like an Ana that no longer has their cooldowns, or a Genji that just used their dash or something like that. So, like, no, this is kind of garbage. Now, if she was already going in after someone, yeah, let's enhance it. Let's give it an Ana. Let's make it better. If she was, but you have to let her. She's the one who is going to have a better understanding of engagement timing than you are. She's the tank. So enhance her engagement timing. Just like you expect Genji to have a better understanding of when to use his blade than you do. That might not always be true, but you expect it to be the case if you're playing at the same level of each other. You don't want to be like, I'm going to use this nano to tell you to go do something. Diva, and you probably didn't even know this, doesn't want to engage right now because, oh look, right now she was planning to poke. She's doing micro missiles to soften up the Orisa shield here, which means she actually doesn't plan to commit to a dive until she has micro missiles back again. And also, she's discorded. She doesn't want to go in while she's pre-discorded. She was going to clear this discord before she thought about going in. The reality is, if she was going to go in and she was any good at the game, she'd be going up over here first, and then be doing this, and then she'd drop and you'd nano her, and it would be great. That's what we're looking to do here. Don't nano people to tell them to go in. Nano them when they're already going in. Is that harder for you? Yes. Yes, it absolutely is. But it's also harder for the opponents, which makes it better. That's a push forward nano. This is a push forward silver nano. Yeah, I know. I know. Impatient nano. If I'm so bad, why do I have a 61% win rate? Anna, over 80 games? I mean, I don't remember calling you so bad. The end game is where the coaches just coach ALS. So, like, here you are.
Nim. It's just a scratch.
You're doing this.
You're powered up.
You
Get in there.
nanoed because you were impatient. You have both abilities. Oh, look, there's a hog.
Nim.
You missed a sleep, but Zarya instantly wakes it. And you recognize that Zarya instantly wakes it, or you should. Why are you still here? Zarya woke up that hog. Close the angle. Go here. You can still contribute. You can still contribute, but now Hog can't see you. Don't let Hog be on your screen if you're not interacting with Hog. If you're shooting at Hog, fine. Hog's going to be on your screen, but you're not shooting at Hog, so take Hog off your screen. Don't let him have an angle on you. Why are you just in the middle here? Like, you're sort of set up where you could kind of go this way to close angle, but Hog has an angle to the right there, so we need to be to the right to close it. May I get a review in the next slot? Probably. Let me take a look. Yeah, I'm good for the next slot.
When the fighting is done.
Maybe.
Move the payload.
I've got someone who needs 5 p.m., so maybe not.
And I'm here to say many.
Give me a second. Sorry. Someone just did take my 5 p.m. actually already, so... And this probably won't be done before 4, so probably not. We're probably going to have to schedule another time. Sorry about that. What does that mean even? How do you interact with enemies? You shoot them, you send abilities at them, you wave at them. No.
You need to move the payload.
I shoot enemies, I harm them, I don't interact with them. I mean,
Heck with the mini.
there's other things you can do besides shoot them though. You can freeze them, you can sleep them, you can hack them.
Not have time to waste. Just now.
Sorry about that. I'm happy to schedule you for later, or if you'd like to schedule for tomorrow, that's fine too. If you messaged me on Discord, I don't know if you did or not, I will talk to you and schedule after this round.
Initiating match.
Yes, you can sleep them? Okay. Okay, so we see some things here. Obviously, we got hurt pretty bad by not having our appropriate cover at one point there. Our nanos were probably the biggest, most painful thing to watch in terms of, oh, hey, we're nanoing people to tell them to go in. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know that it feels like, but they'll never go in if I don't nano them. Well, A, you had a Genji, so that's still not a really good excuse because he's going to want to blade. He's not your tanks, and he's a perfectly good place to put your nanos. But B, at some point they are going to go in anyways. Support the push that they do make rather than trying to encourage the bad push. Like, rather than let's have 3 very mediocre pushes with Nano where you're like encouraging them to do it, I would rather one really good, hey, they're going in and I'm enhancing it push. I really would. But you can get closer to the same number than that anyways. The trade isn't actually that bad.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I'll have my
Adam
own.
says, hey, regular watchers, why don't we like and also comment on Temporal's videos so the algorithm recommends his videos more? That would be an excellent idea, Adam. That would be an excellent idea.
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
So we can help our friends. Yeah, right? Our mediocre, legit RC footstool gross channel. Okay. Okay.
Stop the payload.
Together we will not fail. Enemy contact.
Go. I'll keep you here.
Okay. You couldn't actually reach with the sleep. You needed to go for the nade, but so be it. Okay. So, this is a situation that's just getting worse. You look at this. We see this is happening. You could do this thing where you go, hey, I'm going to save my Zarya. We'd want to throw a leading nade. We do sort of get her. Okay.
I see. You're going to live.
Yeah. You definitely have the tools to not lose this fight the way you are, but unfortunately we did not hit our sleep. We used to sleep when we couldn't hit it. Nade would have worked better. Such is life. Nade was kind of slow. It was. Good morning, Carolina.
Enemy contact.
Get back.
Come here, get stabilized.
If you were gonna nade, you needed to nade the hull. Why is the nade coming in now?
Get me.
You should be at peace.
Young again. And healthy than
Pull back, pull back. I don't mind you healing Orisa, but get yourself back. I don't even know what the plan was with that nade. Like, I'm looking at this, and you're gonna send it over your team at there, Orisa, I guess? I guess. I'm not even sure the angle for that was appropriate. Okay.
You're powered up. Get in there.
No.
Walk it off. You're powered up. Get in there.
Like, on one hand, this is right because, hey, someone is pushing your Orisa. There's a Doomfist that's pushing your Orisa hard, and now there's going to be a Doomfist in your Orisa's face, and your Orisa's going to get to do a lot of damage to them, and that's cool. On the other hand, you're nanoing in this situation where there's only 3 of you. It's double support plus Orisa. Well, it's all on you, Orisa. Like, Orisa's supposed to get eliminations into this? Really? Orisa's supposed to get eliminations into this. Like, fortunately, these guys are being kind of slow. They don't have to be this far back. They are. So yes, it's sort of like a 3v3, and yes, it's sort of like, hey, the Doomfist is pushing us. Unfortunately, our Orisa is backing up and dropping a shield, not going forward. Like, this is going to be a little rough. It's not the worst nano in the world, but it's not a good one.
I feel
Doomfist doesn't all in as hard as other people do when he dives someone, and unfortunately. Okay, good.
What's a get up? I will keep you here.
Did you have to reload there? Yeah, you did.
What's a get up?
This isn't 3400? No, this isn't 3400. This is silver.
I will keep
Oh, I
you
see.
here.
You guys are talking about Adam's Anna, okay.
Very well.
You gonna turn and drop an aid? This is scary. Like, that you're just gonna back out into the open to me is a little scary here. That Orisa's full health.
You're going to be okay.
That Orisa's still full health. Gonna hit the nade? Hit the nade? Hit the nade? Good. Where are you going? Hope you don't get staggered.
Sensor activated.
You're gonna threats to the left there? Like, why are we shield breaking? Here you are. You're terrible at shield breakers, Anna. But you can hit these shots. You can put pressure on them. You're not going to eliminate them, but you're going to put pressure on them, make them uncomfortable, make them contribute less to the fight. That's great. Do that, please. You're letting a little more in the open than I like. You see the Hanzo? I thought you saw the Hanzo. Oh boy.
Correct. Healed up.
Okay.
Watching your back.
It would take 8 seconds to break an Orisa Shield's Anna. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. So I'm actually surprised you went for damage here. Like, before you even know his health, just shoot the sleep dart to interrupt him. Now, he gets interrupted by a flashbang, it looks like, so it's fine, but you should already be in the sleep dart motion. Like, it's just not hard to sleep full-hogging hogs. It's just not. So, like, boom, you see him. You're already going for the sleep dart. You're already going for the sleep dart. Now, we see the flash canister in the air, but I suspect you didn't in real time, so you're just already pressing this sleep dart. You'll have time to aim it, already pressing the button.
Enemy contact.
Der Kampf ist noch.
Okay. Are you going to nano the pile drive?
This is not your time.
Don't do it. Now. Yes! You didn't nano him here. You didn't nano him here, which is great.
You're powered up.
You
Get in
waited
there.
until it was clear he was going in. He's already initiating, and you hit your nano. This is what we want for basically all of your nanos. It's okay to use a nano to protect someone that's being dove, like a Zen's being dove, maybe an Orisa's being pushed by a Zarya, something like that, and it doesn't have a shield anymore, something like that. Like, it's okay to nano in those situations when someone's being dove, when someone's being pushed, is like a defensive nano, is like a turning nano. But for these initiation nanos, which is your preferred nano, you'll want them to be when the other person is already going. You don't pre-nano the Genji and then he pulls out his blade. He's already gone in and is pulling out his blade. He's pulling out his blade when you nano him. You don't nano the soldier and then watch him go take his positioning, etc. He's already in his positioning and he's maybe dropping his heal station, bringing his hands up Cyclops style to his visor to go, oh yeah, we're doing this. That's what we're looking to do when you hit the nano. So this is good. Because he's not going to hit any sort of ult, but you expect he's going to hit a pile drive right here. He's clearly in position to do it. He's clearly just about to do it. This is what we want. Boom. Pile drive, huge damage.
I am on fire.
You can look to the right and find an aid, but that's okay.
Very well. That's much better.
Rule 4 is Anna. If Hog doesn't rage swap, you're doing it wrong. Kinda. Unless he's flanking and hooking you every fight, well then you rage swap. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. Are you going to adjust forward or are you going to play back here?
Listen.
You're fine. Heal. Why not heal him? So this is good. Okay, you decide you don't want to fight that, and I agree, but you've still got a sightline on your McCree. And even if you don't see this halt coming in that would tell you, oh, I need to pocket him, just the fact that he's ulting means I can pre-heal this. Even if he wasn't missing health, even if he was full health, I'd be perfectly happy to send hip fire shot at him and then go into scope shots on him. Because I just expect him to take damage. Sure enough, there's a halt coming his way. He's taking damage. He's going to take more damage. We want to pocket him to make sure he doesn't get blown up before he does this. If we're not doing something else way more important, pocketing this kind of ult when it's going off, generally a good move. And speaking of pocketing ults, for those of you who are curious about what the correct way to pocket a Pharah's Barrage ult is, we did just cover that yesterday. So if you go into the channel, you can go check into videos there, and you can see that we just did a video on what Mercy should do with Pharah's, whether they should heal, whether they should damage boost, how they should mix that up, if they should mix that up, what the pros are doing, all that good stuff.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine. I've seen worse. You're going to live.
You drop down. I mean, there's a nade to be had here, but you just sort of threw that generically in that direction. I legit don't know who you're aiming for with this nade. Like, there's a nade to be had on that team. Don't get me wrong. But is that it?
Take cover.
No, it most certainly is not.
I have your back. Heroes never die.
My ultimate. Thanks. Dual visor activated.
Probably needed to be a scope shot across there, but okay. Why did you drop? Because of the Doomfist? Your correct solution to a Doomfist shooting up at you is not to drop. It's not. Doomfist is very unhappy when you're above him. Like, there's nothing to be afraid of back here. You're quite happy up here. It gives you this nice angle. You can heal your team, though it's not amazing to heal your team from here. You can send in offensive abilities. You can take offensive shots. We're pretty good with up here. We can heal team on the other side of the cart because we're above it. We're pretty darn happy up here.
This is going to hurt.
Okay. Oh, look, the Doomfist's coming in from above. No sleep?
This is going to hurt.
Doomfist has a very specific time that you sleep him. You could try to sleep him here. You obviously can't because there's a cart in the way. I don't like this sleep because, well, he'll frequently do a fist pump here that'll give you time to sleep him, a left click for damage. Sometimes he'll immediately go right into the uppercut. At the uppercut, he's almost always going to have some hang time. He's very unlikely that he's instantly going to punch out here because he wants to finish whoever he slammed and then uppercutted. So he's going to do some left click fist pump type things to try to finish them off. Because without mixing in some of the left click damage, his slammed and uppercut just isn't enough to finish people off. So you can save your teammate. You can try to save them by healing them instead if you want, but you can put the Doomfist to sleep, which is even better, and you can pretty reliably do it right here. So as soon as he starts to go up for that uppercut, I'm ready to sleep. And I'm sleeping. I'm already hitting the sleep button. And that's because there's a delay to your sleep. There's a wind up to your sleep animation. So you're already pushing the button, and you're already dragging your crosshair up to where you know he's going to be. Because he can't move. He's pretty stuck right now. And he is now asleep. No, we are not trying to take him down with damage. Our options are sleep the Doomfist or heal our person who got uppercut. Not take him down with damage. Not as Anna.
Hello
If you were Zen, have at it, but you're Anna.
Thank you, Khan.
If you were Bap even, have at it, but you're Anna.
I'll keep you healed.
Maybe don't immediately repick the Hanzo. That's fine. You waited for that.
That's much better.
Yeah, so like rather than keep trying to re-peek this same spot when you haven't seen your ball go forward to make any sort of distraction, you haven't seen anyone take shots from your team to make a sort of distraction, if you're going to do anything, you might go over here and open this angle and see if there's something to be had. You might rotate down a little and open this angle to see if there's something to be had. Open a slightly different angle than the one you had before, if that's what you want to do. You can also just wait with the angle closed, because your team is going to do something, and then use their distraction to reopen your angle.
It's quiet.
Okay.
Get back in the fight. Get back in the fight.
Okay.
Get back in the fight.
You've healed that full health ball quite a few times now.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Yeah, okay.
You're powered up. Get in there.
It's not really your fault. He looked like he was going to pile drive there. I'm fine with it. Pocket your mercy. That's not
You're
nade
powered
accuracy.
up. Get in there.
Like, who is this for?
I've got you.
The hog, I guess? I guess. I don't think that's big. I don't think that's big enough to justify, to be quite honest. Yeah, Hog's not weak. The only person threatening him is your ball. Yes, your ball's nano, but your ball's in there mixing up with a lot of different targets. I probably don't want this. Door frame is fine. Good. Sure. Yo, mercy. She's okay. You don't have to do it. You don't have to. Good. Not what I wanted. Incoming damage actually isn't very high right now. You don't need to animation cancel this. You ultimately do animation cancel it. You animation cancel it late, but you do animation cancel it for the nade. I don't hate it. I just think incoming damage was low enough that you in no way needed to force this nade here, and you could have instead gone with an offensive shot. If you were going to force a nade here, I would have much preferred it was on this Orisa, perhaps on this Orisa maybe getting your Diva, rather than on your tank pair. I know your tank pair was missing health, but they weren't actually in much danger. Sleep. It's free.
Heroes never die.
Nade, nade.
60 seconds.
You don't need to be on card anymore. Please get off card.
Walk it off.
Sure. Yeah, no, the Zarya.
You're powered up. Get in there. You're covered.
Nade immediately. Nade. Good. It's fine. My internet is too bad. See you later, guys. Later, One Eye.
Score
Sleep confidence 0.
3. Switching sides.
You have no clue what the heck the ball is doing. We finally dove. Yeah, it was a weird engage from ball.
Initiating match.
I probably would have slammed Q on the Zarya. I think we did slam Q on the Zarya. I wonder when you were referring to. McCree's never get eliminated now unless there's a sniper. Sort of. It was a fun video, the Pharaoh one. Cool, cool.
Ready
Never
for battle.
stop fighting.
You
for
telling
what
me to
you
pre-heal
believe.
high noons is probably the best thing you've ever told me. It's a pretty. Oh, that's why you were saying they never get eliminated now unless there's a sniper. Yeah, yeah, it's helpful, definitely.
Overwatch placed on your research?
I'll be watching your back out there for me.
Silver Smurfer. I don't think so. Lucio switches to heal and presses E to pocket Pharah. I learned that from Temporo yesterday. Did you? Is that what you learned?
Attackers incoming.
Okay.
Escort the payload.
Val asks, at Temporal, is it better to get into the habit of reload before nade sleep for animation cancel, or just nade sleep as soon as you get the chance in case you miss it? You want to take the opportunity when it's there. You take the opportunity when it's there for nades and sleeps. You don't specifically hit a reload to try to get like extra efficiency like that. What's happening is you're generally going for like a higher tier nade or sleep. Like, oh, I found a good nade or sleep use right as it comes off cooldown. And if I didn't, or if it happens to line up with when I'm running out of ammo, great. And then when I'm running out of ammo, I'm at 0 ammo, I'm at 2 ammo, whatever. Maybe I do that. Or if I'm forced into a reload, 0 ammo, then I go, hey, can I accept a slightly worse nade than normal Can I accept a slightly worse nade than normal or a slightly worse sleep than normal, because they probably will be, to get the extra value out of saving myself some time so I can get back to doing something a little bit faster. And that has value, especially when your team is taking damage, because a sleep can reduce the incoming damage and nade can... a nade can obviously get a heal out there that is critical when you're going to lose someone, etc. So, like, the animation cancel has value. But no, you're not specifically trying to go, oh, I think I'm going to want a nade or sleep here. Let me try and hit my reload and get the timing right, because your windows for them are frequently smaller than that. When she got eliminated, the ball that went in? Okay. Lucio is a main healer that can pocket the Words of the Scarf. I mean, Lucio can pocket people, absolutely. His main job is to provide speed for Rein, but when Pharah is ulting, she can't speed around, so heal plus E. Then when she gets eliminated, press Q. When she gets eliminated, press Q. I think you'd press Q before she gets eliminated. It's more important to flex skills than to perform a skill at the needed time. If you have the time to complete reload cancel, that's fine, but if you need to get the ability off ASAP, you press the button. Correct. A good ball is so nice. A good ball can take over games. Like, a good ball can be amazing.
I will keep you healed.
Lucius be trying to help back so he doesn't need a healer. At that point, you might be better off going back and getting your flex support and bringing them back to heal Rein. But hey. Oh, are we bringing back into desert spam? So we're out here. Okay. Kind of in the middle of the open.
30 seconds remaining.
You're going to be okay.
What time we have?
Reload? No.
Get back and
10 seconds remaining.
You're okay. You can push it. Yep. Probably not that reload. Yep. Oh boy.
I have your back.
Let the card heal you up a little? Oh, okay, fine. Keep your cover. Keep your cover. Watch the place the enemies are going to come from. There's no need There's no need for you to check on your Moira over there. She's either going to heal you or she's not. If you didn't believe in her ability to heal you, you'd have wanted to stay on cart for an extra second there. But that's life. You didn't. So your crosshair needs to be over here, where you can go, hey, I think the enemies are going to appear here. Or, hey, I think the enemies are going to appear here. Or maybe I think the enemies are going to appear here or here. Like, probably not this. You could be aware of it, but probably set your crosshair at one of these 3 locations, whichever you think is most likely. That's what we do. Yana needs to shield break. No, no. Mix in melee with shots. No. Wait, card heals you on offense. Yep.
Rocket barrage. Incoming.
Okay, so here you are. And we're healing our Pharah, right?
You're powered up. Get in there.
That hurts.
Rocket barrage.
Like, you could nano this barrage if you want. It wouldn't be terrible to nano this barrage, but at the very least, we're going to heal our Pharah. That's actually more important than healing our... Oh, we have a super chat coming in from Adam Nicholas for $1.99. Obligatory super chat to Mock Temporal here. Thank you, Adam Nicholas. I appreciate your super chat for $1.99 to Mock Temporal. I appreciate that. So here we can either nano the Pharah, which is an option, or we can just pocket the Pharah. Like, I'm good with just pocketing the Pharah. I see that you're looking at this and you're like, no, my Zarya is missing 30% of her health. Was your Zarya that's missing 30% of her health really in more danger than your Pharah that's at full health but can't move, is literally rooted in place and doing a ton of damage? No. Your Zarya is not in more danger. And this is something you have to understand as a support. The person who's missing the most health, or the greatest percentage of health, is not always the person who needs your support. You generally, when you're healing, want to heal the person who's in the most danger. That's generally what you're at. Like, who's being the most aggressive, who's in the most danger. Now, it could be, if your Zarya had like 5 health, even if she was standing right here, she might be in more danger than a D.Va that was standing right here, where the enemies could see her, at 100% health. That might be an appropriate calculation. But right now, 70% health Zarya, 100% health Pharah that's ulting, the Pharah is in more danger. The Pharah is more likely to be lost, so we want to heal the Pharah. We really do. Okay. They spent a long time thinking about hitting nano? Okay. Okay. Autocorrect is going off today? You meant funny, not fully? Funny how flex support is main healer and off healer is main support? A little bit. Australia sort of fixed that with the aim support as the thing, but that doesn't really work because it doesn't fully fit either. Moira. Okay. And it undersells Lucio aim a little bit.
You're powered up.
Plus,
Get in
aim
there.
support and main support sound too similar and are different roles.
I'm on fire! Everyone follow me! I am moving the payload.
Watching your back.
The payload has reached
Imagine how much attention Temporal would get if we all liked and left one-liner comments on this video and his other videos. Temporal banned me from commenting things since they might think I'm trolling and not serious. I mean, I don't mind you trolling, blah. If I mind trolling, if I mind trolling, I'd have a problem with Adam, and clearly I don't. He said I would be unbanned once he got a Patreon. There we go. There we go. Okay. Rotate away, this side of cart, exactly.
My cast is full. I will keep you healed.
Bap Anna Zen makes a flex support player exclusively, right? Bap Anna Zen. Yeah, that's a flex support player. Bap sometimes finds his way, you could argue, into a main support role, but I'd primarily consider him a flex support.
Take your medicine. Dahil
Tactical visor activated.
never stop fighting for what you
Okay.
believe in.
Ooh, you have a Winston here. Let's see all the fun things we can do with a nano monkey. Adam pays you with those super jets. You can afford your scarf habit. Or you can save up for a space heater like he's been asking you to get. I'm gonna like show you guys a space heater on stream one of these days. One of these days. I don't know what Adam's gonna do. He's probably just gonna have to delete it from his memory. I don't have one sitting right here other than, you know, computers kind of are space heaters, but I literally have one I could conveniently bring in.
5, 4, 3, 2.
We need a new main support. None of the main supports we have right now really do it for me. I mean, the role might just not do it for you, Semitic, but we do have enough. I mean, Lucio, Mercy, Brig, like we could afford another main support, but I don't trust it when Blizzard tries to design things specifically to be things because they don't work very well. You know, we know that they thought Sigma was going to be a main tank, and it was very clear that he wasn't going to be. We know the community thought that Hammond was going to be an off tank. They were dead wrong from the get-go, and that was obvious to me, but I suspect Blizzard shared in that belief that he was going to be an off tank, and he definitely wasn't. It's like when Blizzard tries to design things to do specific things, we get original Brig. Please no. Please no.
1. Attackers incoming.
Hey, Thales!
Dahay kun mu'lim.
Stop the payload.
You're
I
covered.
won't end BAP in depth, but I feel like it's a waste of time until I get under 55% win rate on Ana. Yeah, that's fine. It's generally better to keep climbing when you're climbing sort of thing and go and get it, and then once you get up to a level that you're satisfied with, go bring your other heroes up to that level.
You're covered.
Hammond is an off tank in any rank under GM. I mean, in the sense that Winston is an off tank in any rank under GM. Like, no. I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna say no. Hammond is usually a throw tank. Well, that's got some truth to it. Mm-hmm.
60 seconds remaining.
You know there's a bunch there. Are we gonna get an aid? Why do we not have an aid? That's our nade's going there?
60 seconds remaining.
Like we just saw Hog. We see Doomfist. We see evidence of Echo. We've seen evidence of Hog, Echo, and Doomfist, and our Winston's going in. Please nade that. Please. Okay.
This will help.
Probably when you see that halt, you react.
This will
Oh,
help.
there's a halt going there? I'm going to be prepared to heal that because I expect there to be burst damage following that halt. I'm not going to unscope and turn away. I'm going to stay scoped and flick to the left to deal with that halt.
Take your medicine.
Get over here.
30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Really, our solution to reses is more often going to be sleep
30
than nade.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, you can sleep her right here and interrupt the res. Okay.
Keep
Might
your
have been a
head-
little
let's
late.
take this home.
I am on fire.
Okay. Hammond is usually a throw tank. He rolls in. Kree presses EM2, and then the rest of the team shoots and he gets eliminated. They can do it for Ball, but can't do it for Doomfist. The game confuses me sometimes. Vertical movement. Lower ranks of the ladder really don't like vertical movement. It's the reason that Genji, for example, was more hated by supports than Tracer was, even though Tracer's the better character. It's the vertical movement that they really don't like. And it's a thing where skills that people develop when playing mouse and keyboard, this tends to be developed faster in terms of their left-right mouse control and such than this. They really don't like this aiming up thing, this aiming at angles like that Doomfist sort of requires. I laughed because I laughed because what you said describes what I've seen a million times from Ball. Yeah, sure. Then you're like, Cam, please switch. You're just rolling in and getting eliminated, and the inevitable I have gold damage. Okay, Val says, at Temporal, Adam told me my Ana aim sucks. Should I practice as a different backup pick support as long as it's not Moira? No. Ana's a perfectly fine backup support, and Adam might think your aim sucks, but Adam is Diamond pushing Masters, whereas that's not where you are. Like, your Ana aim, from what I remember, I'm not looking at it this second, but from what I remember of your Ana aim, it's going to be fine until plat. Like, there's other things that your Ana can continue to work on, but it's going to be fine until plat. So, like, Adam might not think it's the best in the world, and that's fine, but keep in mind, I don't think Adam's aim is the best in the world after I spend time in a, pro scrim. Like, that's just how that goes. Stuff does adjust to the level that it's at. Adam says, I never said it sucks. I have video footage, and that time that you got her in Ana paintball. Oh, post-proof foul. Okay. Temporal, I never said her aim sucks. Okay. Well, I don't mean to slander you. I do not mean to slander you, Adam. But it is interesting to hear that you two played Ana paintball. That would have been a fun thing to watch. Ah, shots fired. Okay.
أنا هاخد بالي منك. ازيك؟
10 seconds remaining.
This is
Why did you drop? What caused you to drop? Oh, I don't care. Why did you drop for this?
أنا هاخد بالي منك.
Yuck.
ازيك؟
And now your rotation back to the top is going to take forever, and you are not going to be relevant for the first beginning of this initiation. Yeah.
This is
I understand where you got baited into it, but that was... Why? Sure, I'm good with the nade. And now you can already be shooting projectile heals. They have travel time. Shoot your projectile heals at fair in case they start doing damage to her. Maybe a heal will happen to land at her. It's not going to slow you down at all to shoot projectile heals at her as you're walking forward.
Overtime.
You might have had a shot in the air. She could already be getting healed. She could already be getting healed from that damage that she took, because your projectile could have been in the air and hit her right as she took that damage.
Heal up.
Now you have to spend the time to scope
This
and then
will
start
only hurt
healing?
for a moment.
No. For all you know, she'd have lived. Unfortunate. Now that he primaled, we can't really nano. I mean,
Overtime.
yeah, we just got it. Okay. You do need to get an 8 in there, though. You don't have it.
Taking damage.
Okay, lost fight.
Power down.
No!
Taking damage.
See this spot that they have to get the cart to? You see this? You see how they just got their person back and you just lost people? And again, you don't need to win this fight. You gotta stop the cart from getting to here. You already know this. This fight is
Get
too
your
far
powers
gone.
up. Get in there.
No. We are not going to nano Winston. I see it looks juicy, like, oh, look at all the people that he can cleave. It'll be amazing. Except it won't be, because there's a bajillion people there and he doesn't have any support except for you. And he's not going to go, okay, let me cleave. That'll get me my remaining 30%, and then I'll primal when I get into trouble. He just primal. Like, there's nothing to be had here. You're just donating nano. And this isn't an issue of like, this would be a good nano if it was like a 6v6, a 5v5 type situation. This would be perfect. Like, he's getting pushed and you nano it to turn it and turn him into a scary thing on the person who was pushing him, or the people who were pushing him in this case. That would be great, except that you have to understand the stance of the battle. You're just too far down. Mega? Mega? Or card? I don't care. Okay.
Not online. Understood.
I wasn't cut out for retirement anyways.
Cease your resistance.
Meteor strike.
Sure.
هيكون مؤلم.
Did you just miss? Yeah, you just missed. Okay.
I have your back.
Nade? 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 Okay. It's okay, you can get one more nano to try to win this.
Listen to me instead with me.
Group up here.
Get back in the fight. My ultimate is ready. Stop the payload.
Oh, there we go. Itch Lost, that's how I'm going to pronounce that. I recently found you on YouTube. Just wanted to say nice and helpful videos. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying them.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay. I'm good with it. Now, this might not be the best time for the world for him to visor, but the reality is he's visoring, you're reacting to him visoring. Good. What we want.
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Heroes never die. Helden sterben nicht.
Good. Go left. Go left. Go left.
I'm going for you.
Good.
Victory.
Okay. Glad we got the win. Most important thing is going to be your nanos. We got some better ones, sort of, later. But the most important thing for you to upgrade, as Anna here, is going to be your nanos. Nanos are to enhance other people's initiations. Oh, Soldier is visoring? Great, let's nano him. Cool. Genji is pulling out his blade? Great, let's nano him. Diva's already boostering through the air at a Zen, at an Ashe, whatever. Cool. Let's nano her. She's going in. She's going to go challenge something. Whatever. That's what we want to do. We think it's time for our Diva to go in. We think it's time for our Genji to pull blade. No, we don't nano these. We react to them doing things. We do. Now, you'll occasionally run into the thing on ladder where Genji will just stare at you, begging for nano so that he can go then pull out his blade because he's had bad experiences. And you can humor that if you want rather than just stalling the match, but that shouldn't be your default. And honestly, I would strongly recommend that you go in there and just go ahead and tell him on voice, I'll nano you, go in, I'll nano you, and then actually do it. don't then mess it up. So like that's what you want to do. That's how you use nano. The other way that you can use nano perfectly acceptably is like someone is being dove, like your Zen is being dove, your Diva is being pushed, your Orisa is being pushed, and they're in trouble, and you're like, I'm going to save him. Your Winston that was being pushed would have been perfectly valid, except that it was a 3v6. That's going to be the most important thing. The second most important thing probably would actually be recognizing when it's a lost fight, when you're staggering type thing. Like that nano on Winston was painful to see. You had similar issues that you ran into where, hey, the fight is over and you just need to reset on your offense, where you were just pouring in here repeatedly and sort of trying to keep a fight going forever. And I was terrified that they were just going to drain the clock on you. Terrified is a strong word, but I was worried that they were just going to drain the clock on you. Fortunately, they didn't. But you do want to recognize when fights are over. When you go down 2-3 people and sort of like, wait, this is over, it's time to either go to cart and force them to eliminate me and reset together, or to get out. We need a little bit more of that, because it's very easy as a support, especially as a support that heals, to just be like, oh, well, I'll just heal people forever. If you're healing someone forever while the cart is moving and then the two of you get eliminated, you're sort of staggering. If you heal your offense forever, sometimes you just need to pull the plug and go, I'm sort of going to let this offense fizzle so we can get a real push with 6 people 20, 25, 30 seconds from now, because that's going to be better than people slowly reinforcing our 3v6, our 4v6 that we're not losing quickly, because we're not actually likely to win it. So I'd like you to get into that. There's a couple places we could go from here. We could talk about your positioning, which is too out in the open. We could talk about your positioning that, well, sometimes likes high ground, isn't necessarily on the appropriate high grounds, isn't necessarily in places where you can interact with your team that easily. It's in places where you have to wrench your neck and sort of turn to see your team, which isn't amazing for a support. We could talk about those. We could also talk about your ability usage. Like, I really would like those nades to be better. So much of Ana, especially at low levels, is her nades. You've really gotta be finding those opportunities to get the nades, getting them off. You're just slow right now to recognize when those nades are there, and you're not taking a lot of nade opportunities that just drop themselves in your lap. Remember, with your nade, you're really looking to get purples. If you can get multiple people, great. If you can get a purple and a friendly, great. But you're really looking to get purples, and you're really looking to get purples sort of while the fight is happening, if you can, while your teammate is engaging. Like, we really want our nades to be, it's a purple, potentially it's a self-heal because you need to protect yourself. We can justify nades on our tanks if it's like, hey, I'm going to nade my tank because I need to heal them really fast. If we're then going to go do other stuff, we're then going to go use our weapon to take offensive shots, things like that. But that really isn't our favorite way to use nade. The enhanced heal effect, while good, is not our favorite thing of the nade. If we're getting that, we really want to be trying to also get the purple. And you'll notice I was critical of some of your nades that were like, let me heal my Zarya and D.Va, things like that. We really want to be going for the purple, and we'd like to go for the purple when our team can threaten the other team. Maybe that means they have angles and they can shoot in, throw fire strikes in, TNTs in, icicles in, whatever. Or maybe that means while they're actually brawling and we just get their tanks and our tanks, or their tank and our tank, and that's good. But we really want to sort of level up the nade usage there. You're missing some sleeps, but your sleep aim will just get better. So that's what I'm going to give you for this. If you have questions, you can throw it up in chat now. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. Okay. You guys fought a bit over the Ana paintball thing. What did Bruno say? Oh, White Tiger says, hey, Temporal, what's up? Hey, White Tiger. Hope you're doing well. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to contribute to the chat, feel free to let me know. Or if you're feeling like, wait, I caught the end of the stream. That's not fair. I want to catch a future stream. You can do that by joining the Discord. In there, you can go to get notifications, react to become a watcher, and then you'll get pings when I go live. I can tell you now, I will be going live again for a session in about 40 minutes from now at 5 Pacific. The score was 3-50, though? Something in that range? Okay. Okay, sales. This was our review from yesterday. Temporal, my sense got to 3.32 at 1600 DPI from yesterday's Mayhem. I'm still uncomfortable, but it's really easier to stay on target. It should be. It should be. It should be a lot easier to stay on target. To me, that would still feel a tiny bit high, but not like, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you were a tracer from yesterday. So good to hear it, Thales. Definitely, keep at it, and you can if that's just absolute wild chaos, you can still lower it sort of like once a week. I tend to just say bite the bullet and lower it all at once because I think you're still going to go a little lower than that, but that's usable at least compared to what you had before. And I never ever played Anna Paintball with a Mercy Man. Definitely didn't get eliminated if you did. Okay. Well, people will just have to read the chat and take their own beliefs on what happened, or Val will have to post the video footage. I think the mouse issue was him. Shots fired. Okay. Bruno was your duo from yesterday. Fine. Shots into walls, stairs, windows. That did happen. Sure. Okay. They may have actually somehow pulled off that fight if they slept the doom. Could have happened. Okay, Adam says, Temporal, I asked earlier if you think watching high-level players is valuable. For example, I learn or watch from watching ML7 in terms of positioning and ability usage. Monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, it has value, but just watching, it also has some level of diminishing returns. Like, are you watching it or are you studying it? Like, are you watching it like, hey, I'm watching this and I'm watching this sort of while it's on type thing? Or are you going, hey, I'm watching this maybe after it's over, going back, rewinding. Why is ML7 here? Why is ML7 here? Why is ML7 so far forward? Oh, ML7 is so far forward because his sleep is going to come off in cool down in 2 seconds, and he's looking for an opportunity to use it. He's pre-positioning for it. That's why he's here, when in the past I've seen him position in other places, or when I've seen other supports position in other places. So like watching good play is fine. There's some level of diminishing returns in terms of watching it because, everyone, maybe not everyone, but lots of people have seen some owl. That didn't magically turn them into owl players. So like I don't have any issue at all with watching high level play, but I think you get even more from it if you turn it into studying high level play. There's definitely some level of coaching bias coming through in that because that's how coaches work. It's like, no, you don't watch something for entertainment there. You go through, you rewind it, you check, you compare it to other situations. But yeah, I think watching it isn't bad for you. It's not hurting you. It's good. It's a net good. Who doesn't like ML7? ML7 is a fun watch. Fair enough. Yes, but by watching him, I notice I generally play better just from seeing his positions, etc. Right, and sometimes it's inspiration for things that you didn't even know were things. Like, wait, that's a tech, or wait, you can stand there? You do get some of that stuff. Not only was it probably early, ditched the high ground halfway through. Yeah, the high ground ditch, especially on first, was bad. Great sleep, by the way, Silverana. That was probably on the Doomfist that was coming down on second tier. That was a good one. But on the bright side, they had the best ult, Gold Diva Bomb. Sometimes it's okay to nano a Vite Soldier. Sometimes it is. Yeah, that was a rough review, though, Blah. Not this one. The one he's talking about with the soldier who, in 7 visors and a mercy boost, got one elimination. Some of those nano visors. Let's comment on this video afterward, guys. That sounds like a great idea. And drop likes, even better. Blonde Reality, Adam, let me hit him a few times so I don't feel bad. I don't think I'm actively dissecting it for max value, but even on a casual basis, I find it does teach me stuff. Right. It will teach you some stuff because, again, you'll simply see stuff that you didn't know exist. You'll see stuff of, oh, wait, I hadn't even thought about doing that. Again, it just becomes there is some level of diminishing returns. Like, it's great for the first few hours, and then it doesn't really hurt you, but would it be better to be playing if you're trying to get better? Would it be better to be analyzing if you're trying to get better? Would it be better to be doing VOD review if you're trying to get better? But it certainly doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form. Well, not meaningfully. It does more good than harm. At Adam, I got the footage. I will send the YouTube link with 0 views on it. You post it. Okay. We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Okay. Again, if you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe. If you're looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below. It looks like we've come to the end of this one, but I will see you all in a little bit. Not like 10 minutes from now, probably like half an hour from now.